There seems to be a deep sense of emotional and physical exhaustion and fatigue among leaders as they realize that there's not really an end in sight right now for this chaotic world as we know it. Every time we turn the corner, there's a new mandate, there's new social norms, there's new contentious subjects arising. We make a change to how we're doing things, and then next month we're forced to change again. It's so hard to know what to do in times such as this. And this session is a part 3 to some practical solutions to navigating through the chaos in your life. Stay tuned until the end, and you'll know exactly what to do when you don't know what to do. Hey there, I'm Ryan Franklin, and this is Church Leader Made Simple. And I'd love for you to join me every week as we explore leadership topics that'll help you get the clarity needed to move your church forward. Just hit the subscribe button and the bell to get notified as soon as I post a new session. And without any further delay, let's get to it. The human mind craves meaning because every one of us were created by God with purpose. We were hardwired with that deep desire from the beginning. And just because you're not a pastor doesn't mean you don't have a God-given purpose for your life as well. And if you detach from that meaning in life, if you run from that meaning in life, it's so easy for your energy to be drained. It can happen really quickly. But when you know what you're working towards and you begin to see some of those results in your life, it's amazing how energizing that hard work can become. It's amazing how we can endure even the toughest of circumstances when we know what we're working towards. But if you don't have that purpose or vision to work towards, or circumstances in life cause you to lose sight of that purpose or vision, it starts feeling sort of like you're on a hamster wheel, or you have lots of activity happening and you're running hard in life, but you're not going anywhere. And that can literally suck the life out of even the strongest of people. But here's the deal. Meaning for life and work and even ministry starts with a plan. And it starts with your clear calling and knowing exactly where God wants you and where you're headed in life. And I know this is a simple concept, but it's very powerful. Never give up on the mission that the Lord has set before you. Keep moving the ball. Keep trying to make progress. But if you get to a place where you can't do what you would like to do because of circumstances in your life, or you're struggling to even know what to do, I want to give you 3 major things that can help you. The first is to find some small wins. If you get to a place that it doesn't feel like you're winning on big things, or you don't know how to win with the big things, it's so important that you look for opportunities to win on small things. Find some small wins. I'm a very ambitious person. Productivity is actually my drug of choice. And so I have a distinct personal 3 to 5 year vision and a clear path of what I need to do each month to move towards it. And a few months back, I had a severe case of COVID for several weeks, and then for the next 5 or 6 weeks, I was really fatigued, and I had what people describe as the COVID fog, and I'm here to tell you it's very real. But because of this, I struggled to get things done. My routines have been off, and I haven't met my goals. And I realized quickly that to take a few months off of working towards my goals meant that I probably wouldn't accomplish my year-end goals. So instead of focusing on those big things that I couldn't accomplish, I just made a little shift, and I started focusing on the little things. And over the past few weeks, I would ask myself, what small thing can I accomplish today? And I would just do that. And then the next day, what small thing can I accomplish in this day? And I would just get those small things done. And so over the past few months, I haven't got the big things that I wanted to get done, but it wasn't a total waste because I stuck to the plan. That last direction that I had from the Lord, I stuck to that plan as closely as I could, and I got quite a few of the smaller things accomplished. And in the end, it's going to help me move the ball down the road a lot quicker. And it was really good for me to just see some sort of progress, even if it was small. And so, if you can't focus on the big things, focus on the small things, the small wins. And then the second thing, keep a healthy rhythm of life. Don't just try to work yourself harder. If a person is running too hard, one of the biggest signs is that the leader many times will start looking for time off. If I can just make it to my next day off, or I can just make it to my next vacation, or if I can make it to the Christmas break, I'm going to be okay. I hate to break the news to you, but that's false hope. And when you're not living a sustainable pace of life, all the time off in the world is not going to fix it. And all it does is lead to exhaustion and burnout. It's so important to live a healthy rhythm of life, to live a sustainable pace, day in and day out, week in and week out. And if you're struggling in this area or just want to get better, I've got a free course on my website. It's called Leader Life and Rhythm at churchleadermadesimple.com. And it won't be there for much longer, so go there and get it. And if you need some help in this area of your life, I encourage you go get it. I promise it'll help you. And while we're talking about a sustainable pace, how's your time with God? Because that's still your lifeline. And if you're feeling too physically or emotionally exhausted to even pray, you have to find it within yourself to break through that fatigue and pray anyway, because that's what's going to ultimately sustain you. There's a lot of things that you can and probably should give up, but devotion with the Lord is not one of them. If you quit talking to your spouse or a close friend, there's no doubt that relationship will eventually erode and it's going to fail. It's the same way with your relationship with the Lord. Psalms 23:1, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for His name's sake. Relationship with the Lord is one of the greatest things that will heal us and sustain us and help us keep us a healthy rhythm of life. So when you don't know what to do, focus on those small wins and continue to maintain a healthy rhythm of life. And the third thing, gain a reasonable perspective. Can I give you some reality about where people are in the church right now? There are very few people in the church or out of the church that are not being impacted by what's going on in the world right now. And sometimes in our heads, for some reason, we think that everyone else is winning big and enjoying life, and we're the only ones that are struggling. Well, guess what? That's not true. As a pastor and as an executive coach, I meet with a lot of people and a lot of pastors, and most of the people that I've talked to recently are struggling in some way right now. And that may not help you much, but for me, it's comforting to know that someone else can have empathy for where I'm at, to know that others are going through some of the same things that I'm going through. Don't let the social media glamour fool you. Most people are going through the same stuff you're going through, and you're probably not doing nearly as bad as you think or as bad as it feels right now. And if you want to move forward with a healthy sense of mind, it's so critical that you gain a reasonable perspective. I think I mentioned this in the last session, but it's amazing the perspective that someone else can give us when we resource from others around us. And that's why it's so important that we embrace an authentic community with other people around us. Galatians 6:2 says, bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ. In other words, we've got to be there for each other, to support each other, to pick one another up when we're down, to provide relational nutrients to one another so we can get our perspectives right. I can't tell you just how important this really is. It's amazing how when we allow people in our life to love and accept us, it's amazing how much better life can become and how much clearer our next steps can become. This is so important. So ask yourself this: who do you have in your life that you can trust enough to be transparent and vulnerable with? So when you don't know what to do this. Focus on the small wins. Maintain a healthy rhythm of life and gain a reasonable perspective. If you'll do these 3 things along with the content of the previous 2 sessions, you'll be well on your way to making it through the chaos of these times. The chaos that none of us can avoid at this time. And I want you to know that I'm sincerely praying for each of my listeners almost on a daily basis. I'm praying that you will have success in your life and in your ministry. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you found value from this session or this series, I would greatly appreciate you hitting the like button or writing a review and also sharing this content on your favorite social media sites. It just helps me extend my reach. I hope you have a great day. God bless you.